There's 8 different aspect ratios in Rainbow Six Siege, and in today's video, what I wanted to test is which one is the best. I'm going to rate every single aspect ratio from 21:9 all the way to 16:10 from worst to best. Now, down in the comments, let me know what is your favorite aspect ratio and why. And let's get right into the video. Now, before I rate all the aspect ratios, I'm going to go through every single aspect ratio to show you the differences in between them visually. And then I'll also show you some vertical play and just what it looks like in general. Starting out with 21:9, basically this aspect ratio is meant for really long monitors, like for example 49 inches, and on just normal 1920 by 1080 monitors it does not fit well. 16:9 is the console default aspect ratio, and it just basically makes the enemies look tall and they run pretty slow. 5:3 has a weird stretch with just a taller operator as well. I find this aspect ratio gives you no recoil. 16:10 is just 16:9, just a tiny bit stretched. 3.2 is a good combination between a stretch res and 16:10. 4.3 is super stretch and it makes the operators look fat, but they run super fast and you need good reaction time for this. 5.4 is ultra stretched, even faster than 4.3. Operators that appear fatter, but they run super quick. Now let's start out with vertical play. This is what 5.4 looks like when you're playing vertical. As you can tell, it seems like everything's so wide, very chunky. Swapping over to 4.3, the operator is a little bit taller, but still very thick. Now onto the next aspect ratio, we're going to 3.2. Like I said, this is a good combination between stretch and normal. As you can tell, Flores looks pretty tall here, but not as tall as the next aspect ratio, which is 16:10. Now this is the most appealing aspect ratio in my opinion. Let's go over to the last okay aspect ratio, which is 5.3 in my opinion. The operator is super tall, now just appears skinny. Now we're heading over to 16:9. This is the default res for console players. As you can tell, the operator looks super tall, but very skinny. And the disgusting aspect ratio of the 19:10. Everything feels super inverted, if that makes sense. And last but not least, this is 21:9. You just feel zoomed out. This is nauseating to look at. Now, personally for me, if I'm playing vertical, I'm going to want something that's a little bit more stretched because it overall just looks and feels better. So just keep that in mind. This is personally just my personal preference though. Now I'm going to show you what it's like when operators are peeking you. We're just going to take an example from Oregon over on Meeting Zulu. This is 5.4. As you can tell, the operator looks a lot easier to see, but once again, peeking is completely quicker. Over to 4.3, this is still stretched. Operator is still pretty thick, but not as fast as 5.4. Going over to 3.2, this once again is my favorite because it's a nice tall blend between thick, skinny, tall, and short. Going over to 16:10, the operator is very hard to react to in my opinion because how tall they look. Once again, this is probably just a visual illusion because aspect ratios are different. 5.3, the operator is super tall. I feel like I'm getting peeked by Andre the Goddamn Giant. Going over to 16:9, the operator is nice and slow, easy to react to. 19:10, the operator just looks stupid, tall, and everything feels almost zoomed out. And then last but not least is 21:9. Which you can see more around your screen, but it's distracting. Now, I played on every single one of these aspect ratios, and here's how I would rate them from worst all the way to best. At dead last, at number 8 is going to be 21:9. Now, the reason why I'm putting this here is because this aspect ratio isn't meant for normal 1920 by 1080 monitors or just 1440p. I think it's meant for ultra wide monitors, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but this literally gives me a headache because zombie just killed me. I felt like I was gonna vomit after playing on this. And if you guys seriously want a challenge, because ranked is just that easy with rank 2.0, get all 5 of your teammates to use this, including using Cali. You will literally get disgustingly sick playing on this. At number 7 is going to be 19:10. This is one of those aspect ratios that just doesn't seem viable. Damn, she's dumb. Personally, I don't mind the look of it because operators feel taller, but overall, it just doesn't feel good compared to any other aspect ratio on this list. At number 6 is 16:9. Now, for a lot of you console players, this is what you're used to, and this is what I was used to back in the day. Playing on this aspect ratio after experiencing 4:3, 5:4, and even 16:10, I can't go back to it. Yeah, there's a Vocam on ping. For some reason, I don't know if it's only like a mental thing, but it feels like anytime I go on 16:9, my sensitivity automatically feels slower, and it's just a hassle to play on. Everything feels sluggish, operators are long, and I'm an old man, I guess. I feel like I can never see anybody. One's red car. Tucked right. C4? Swinging.
One flat. I got shot by a different guy. One's on the rock, and then one on the red car.
My next pick is going to be 5-4. 5-4 used to be my go-to when I first swapped over. And basically what 5-4 is it makes the operators very thick and it feels like they're shorter. Now, the problem with this is they are lightning fast. And when you're using hollows or even 1.5 times scope, you literally will die just because you're ADS'd and you won't see anybody around your peripherals. And this is the problem with the stretch res. It's too stretched and it makes everybody too thick. For that reason, I don't like it, and it just seems like everybody's goddamn Lightning McQueen fast.
I am speed.
This is going to surprise a lot of you guys, but 4-3 is my next pick. 4-3 is what a lot of pro players use, and it's a very solid resolution, or aspect ratio, I should be saying. But for me, I'm not the biggest fan compared to the next two aspect ratios that I'm going to say. But this is good, solid, cheesy gameplay. So if you guys wanted something fast and you want it to look all nice and, you know, fast and flashy, I would suggest using this. Bolo uses this. A lot of pro players use this. And it is a really good aspect ratio. But for me, I'm like old, so I can't react as fast. Window.
Or to security, guys.
Yeah, talk about me running glass. You want to just shot to glass. Next is going to be 5-3. Now, this is a very peculiar aspect ratio. I've never seen that many people play on this aspect ratio. But it's kind of cool. Like, it's very weird. It feels like you have no recoil. It just feels very smooth. Let's bomb. Last one, study bulk. But personally, I don't think it's better than these next two aspect ratios. Next, I'm going to put 1610. Now, this might be a surprise for a lot of players, or you might not know why this aspect ratio is good or bad. Personally, for me, I think that 1610 is the perfect resolution or aspect ratio for anybody that's swapping over to PC that played Xbox or PlayStation. It's a good in-between between a stretched res and, you know, 16:9. It's not too stretched, but it just makes the game look almost, I'm not going to say perfect, but just great. But for playing, I don't get the advantage off of the 1610 because I'm so used to stretch res, and I feel like I'm a goddamn blind, you know, bubbles off Trailer Park Boys. Now, 1610 is a way better version of 16:9. It's actually a little bit stretched, but the right amount. Sometimes I feel like I can't see anything, but it is overall probably the cleanest aspect ratio in my personal opinion. Like, for example, I hit this nice clip with Bandit on this aspect ratio, and sometimes playing on it, it makes you feel like your movement is so much more smoother. I don't know if it's just a visual thing, but it just feels so good sometimes.
No cams.
There's one more Raptors.
Is he all the way up?
Yeah, I think he's close already. There he is.
Last stop standing.
Oh, he walked in.
Nice.
Let's go.
And at number 1, my favorite aspect ratio out of every single aspect ratio in Siege is 3:2. The reason why I like 3:2 so much is because it's a good in-between between a stretched res and then a default 16:9 res. It has the perfect amount of stretch in my opinion. The operators aren't too fast, but they're not too slow, and you can react pretty nice. So overall, this is my go-to aspect ratio.
Oh, what the? Yeah, this guy is... I think this guy's cheating, bro.
I think so too.
He pre-fired me when I jiggle picked the corner. Smoke.
He's gonna force him out.
Bro, new. Last one red. On a scan feet.
Eyes
Dead.
up. Nice.
Down in the comments, guys, if you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by liking, commenting, and all of that. And let me know, what is your thoughts and opinions on Rainbow Six Siege adding aspect ratio on console? Like, why haven't they done it? Besides that, guys, you have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for watching.